The MDM podcast is back from our studio in isolation. I'm Joe Morales, joined by Trevor Markowski, here to break down the Giants and Jets schedule, plus look at other big games around the league. Trevor, I hope you and your family are safe and well. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How is your family doing?
We're all safe. We're all inside, staying away, and we had the league schedule come out without there was a little bit delay, right?
Yeah, a little bit, about like a month.
Yeah, so regardless of schedule's out, we see who the Giants and Jets finally get to play. We knew the opponents, just not the order. The Jets have a couple of games on the West Coast in a row, so we'll touch on that a little later. But we'll start with the Giants right out of the gate, who open up on Monday Night Football, Monday, September 14th against the Steelers. This is going to be Joe Judge's debut, and I will go over the lines like I told you before, but right off the bat, you're going to have Ben Roethlisberger off his major elbow surgery. You have Daniel Jones in his first opening day game, and now Jones is beginning his second season with the Giants. So, what were your thoughts on Week 1? What do you think they're going to do against the Steelers? And talk about Big Ben a little bit.
Well, I think the Steelers are a more defensive team. I think even with Roethlisberger, it's going to be very. I mean, we'll see in the preseason how he responds to his injury. We're going to see a little clue on how he's going to do. I think he's going to be just fine. I think the Steelers are going to be a tough opponent when they come to MetLife to open the season.
So what's the sorry, my microphone's a little weird. What's the line on this game so far?
Steelers are -4.
So what would you do on that one?
I would take the Steelers -4 in this spot.
I'm going to disagree with you there. On the opening week, you're not going to see a lot of points, so I think you're going to see the game close. And like you said, the Steelers with the defense and the Giants' young revamped defense. So I think the game's going to be a little closer. I'm not set on Big Ben yet. He's getting up there in age, in his later 30s, coming off a big elbow surgery. I'm just not set on yet. So right out of the gate, I'll take the Giants plus 4.5.
Good.
Over to Week 2. The Giants are going to Chicago for the second straight year. They lost last year. This is on September 20th. It's Sunday at 1 o'clock. My question is, who's playing QB for the Bears now? Because they traded for Nick Foles. We assume they're going to go out and give Trubisky another shot. And last year, Mitch Trubisky beat the Giants. So, for me, it depends on who's the quarterback, and it's going to dictate the line, whoever is.
I agree with you. Now, first of all, Mitch Trubisky beat the Giants. I'm a Giants fan. I don't think that's really not saying that much.
Yep.
Personally, because their defense was just awful last year. But I think Nick Foles is going to be starting Week 1. I think that the Bears are going to be better this year. Not saying they're going to win the whole thing, but they're going to be better. And right now, the Bears, the line is -5.5.
So when you go into Week 1, if you're the Bears, is Nick Foles your quarterback right out of the gate, or is he are you having some sort of preseason competition for it?
I think you have preseason competition, but right now, I think Foles has to have the advantage to start the preseason.
I agree with you on the fact that it's going to be a fight in preseason and go down to the later weeks. But at the end of the day, Trubisky's their guy. He hasn't performed well of late, but I think they go back to their old ways and go with Trubisky. But so you said 5.5 right now. I'd probably go with the Bears. What do you think?
It depends. If Foles is playing, I go with the Bears. If Trubisky's playing, I go with the Giants.
And that's the big question. I guess we'll see that when the Bears name their starting quarterback. If you see Foles starting, because right now let's assume that Trubisky's starting. If Foles starts, where do you see that line moving?
I could see the line moving to 6, maybe even 7.
So you think the line goes up if Foles is a starter?
Yes.
All right. Is it a game you think the Giants can win?
I think it's a game that the Giants could win because I even with Foles, I don't think the Bears' offense is that impressive. I think the defense will neutralize the Giants' offense, but I think it's a game that the Giants could be right in there the whole way, and they could win on a last-second field goal.
Yeah, no, I think the Giants are going to open some eyes this year. They had 4 wins last year. I think you're going to see 6, 7 wins, maybe 8. I think 9's way too much. But if you get to 9, I consider that a great season. They might open some eyes and be in the playoff race of late, but I don't think they're going anywhere. Go ahead, sorry.
I mean, like I said, we don't expect. I'm a Giant. I don't expect the Giants win 13 games with the Super Bowl. I don't expect that.
Obviously, yeah. Over to Week 3, you get the 49ers to come to town. Defending NFC champs. At this point, it depends what you do, because if you're 0-2 here, you're in a big hole, because when the 49ers come to town, you got to throw your hands up in the air and say, listen, we tried.
Yeah. You mean the 49ers? They're a monster team. They're Jimmy Garoppolo, I'm not sold on him quite yet, but I think he's progressing nicely. But the rest of the team is just,
So at this point of the year, do you
more
see them
talented.
at 0-3 or 1-1? I mean, 0-2 or 1-1?
Well, I think they lose to the Steelers, and it depends who the Bears' quarterback is. They could be 1-1. They could be 0-2. I'm gonna go on the premise that they're 0-2 to start the year.
And now they're going to go 0-3 because let's be honest, they're not going to beat the 49ers.
Yeah.
Not
Well, the
happening.
Niners are a 7-point favorite on the road, and that's pretty high for the NFL.
Oh yeah, and I'm taking the Niners easy. That's easy 7. That's easy 7.
Oh yeah.
Over to week 4, the Giants are going out to West Coast to Sophie Stadium. The Rams are coming off a bad year, looking to rebound and try and get back into the Super Bowl like they were just a couple years ago. So now, like we both agree, they're going to be 0-3 going into Los Angeles. It looks like they're going to be 0-4 now.
Yeah. The Rams are, Jared Goff. I think average quarterback. We know offense is really good.
Yep.
Their defense is a little questionable, but I think the offense is still better. Rams are a 6.5-point favorite coming into this one.
I would take that too, just because again you're on the West Coast.
Yeah.
The Rams are a far superior team. 6.5, I think that's easy money.
And I think that will be not going to be the first game for the Rams, but that will be that first season in that new stadium, I believe.
Yes, yeah, them and the Chargers.
Yep.
Or to week 5, second straight road game. They're going down to Dallas. Jason Garrett's heading back down there with the Giants as he's the new offense coordinator. How big of a role do you think Garrett plays on the Giants and in this game specifically?
Well, I think it could help him in the 2 games when they play Dallas, but I don't like him at all in the rest of the games.
Hold on, before you go, they also got him week 17.
Yeah.
Put that out.
I think it helps him in these 2 games, but it does not help him anyway. I didn't like Garrett at all when he signed that offensive coordinator spot.
Okay.
So when the Giants are at Dallas, they're a 7.5-point underdog. And when they're home, they're a 4-point underdog. So they're dogs in both games.
Well, I think if you see it historically, when the Giants go to Dallas, they don't perform as well.
Well, I actually think this time when they go at Dallas, they win. Actually, I think a plus 7.5 and they win. Just because, I mean, that Prescott situation, that's a disaster right now with the July 15th, this and that. I mean, the Cowboys have let that snowball out of control. But, I'm just not sold on the Dallas' offense. I mean, look what he averaged last year.
I'm not sold on the Cowboys either, and that's where I agree with you. You got a new coach with Mike McCarthy coming in.
That's going to help, I think.
Yeah, I think it'll definitely help. I think hold on, if we can go off a little off topic here. Manish Mehta, you know him from the Daily News?
Yeah.
He was ripping McCarthy apart when he was interviewing for the Jets last year. How could you be against what Mike McCarthy's done here?
You can't.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So, I guess I wanted him a little bit as when he was interviewing for the Giants, just because he had the experience. He won a Super Bowl. He developed Aaron Rodgers. But yeah, Joe Judge is another story. But going into Dallas, what do you think? They get a win here?
I do think they get a win in Dallas and they lose at home, so a split.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. So you have them losing at home but winning on the road.
Yeah.
I gotta disagree with you. I think they're starting 0-5. I can't see them going down to Dallas with Mike McCarthy. I think we underestimate Mike McCarthy. He's gonna go there. He's gonna make some changes. I don't know if they win the division. It's gonna be close, but I can't see them going down to Dallas and getting a win.
Boy, the NFC has just a god-awful division.
And that's why I think the people are gonna overrate the Giants a little bit this year because they're gonna be in it until at least week 13 or week 14.
Yeah, like 2 years ago, the team was 3-7. Big game division.
Yeah. So over to week 6, they got the Redskins coming to town. I think this is where they get their first win. Last year they took care of the Redskins. They put Jones in week 4. I was at that game, and they got him later in the year. I forget what week that was, but Jones performed very well in both those games, and they finally get to take a look at Chase Young on defense. So do you agree with me that this is where they get their first win?
Well, I think they get their first win in Dallas, but if you want to talk about first win that they should win, yes, this is their first
This game
win.
specifically, so you have them winning this game specifically.
Yeah, so right now I have them at 2-4, and this is the first game that they're favored in. They're favored by 3.5 in this game at home, and they're also favored on the road in Washington by 1.5. So they're favored in both things to sweep. I think they split with Washington. They win one at home, one on the road. In this sequence.
Sorry, my mic cut out. Sorry about that, but I agree with you that they're gonna they get the win here. I don't know if they. I think the Redskins are a far worse team than the Giants. They're not. I shouldn't say far worse. I think the Giants are better than them. I could see them doing a home and home win and win, where the Giants get the win at home and the Redskins get the win at FedEx. But for now, they're going 1-5 for me, and they get this win on week 6.
I have them at 2-4. Don't underestimate Haskins. Don't underestimate him.
Oh my God, I got some words for that one. Again, another time. Thursday, October 22nd at the Eagles. This is week 7. I think this is this is Thursday night football. It's the start of the back-to-back prime times, and they're on the short week when they're going down to Philly. They've lost 6 straight games in Philadelphia, and they expect nothing less. They also get to start a mini bye here because the next week is on a Monday Night Football. So here I have them losing again, and I have them at 1-6.
I have them at 2 and I have them only at 2 wins. I think they lose here again in Philadelphia. The better stink too, -7.5 on the road, and they're also a 4-point dog at home. I think the Eagles sweep them because, and again, I'm not really too fond of the Eagles either.
Me neither. Me neither.
Carson Wentz, he's supposed to prove himself.
Yep.
Been in the postseason, supposed to prove himself that he could do it. I mean, the offense around him was not bad when they were all healthy. I think the Eagles are better than Dallas, but I'm not that fond of them either.
So you get the Eagles again on week 10, but this time at MetLife, and it's the last time before the bye. But Doug Peterson's the only returning coach in the NFC East. Do you think that gives him any sort of edge to take the division?
I think it gives him an edge. I would say right now, Doug. Not saying Mike McCarthy, and not saying Doug Peterson's a better coach, but Doug Peterson's in the best position to win the
succeed.
division. Yeah, to succeed. I'm not saying Mike McCarthy's not as good as Doug Peterson's because McCarthy's first year working under Jerry Jones, that's always a little different. I think Doug Peterson's in the best position to win the division this year.
I feel bad because I have them at 1-6, and now going into week 8, they got the Bucs on Monday Night Football. I feel bad having them at 1-7, but they got their mini bye. They have a little less than 2 weeks to prepare for this game. Let's address the elephant in the room. Tom Brady's come to town. Eli did very well against him, of course, in the 2 Super Bowls, but now you have Daniel Jones, and last year Daniel Jones in Tampa against Jameis Winston performed very well in his first career start. So now against now against Tampa Bay, do you see any way that the Giants can get a win here?
Well, no, I don't. I think the Giants at home could keep it close, but I don't see them getting a win here. And the line's only 3.5. It's not like the line.
I would take the -3.5 in a heartbeat.
Yes, I would take. Yeah, I would take it in a heartbeat. I would say this: if that is 3.5 by the time that week rolls, I'm going to say that's a real suspect low line.
Well, if let me ask you this: if that was in Tampa Bay, what do you think that line would be? That's down at 6, right? 6 and 7.
No, I would say more, maybe 8. I would think.
That's interesting. That's good. So after week 8, we're going into a game against the Redskins. Although we'll probably just go right into the bye week. You have them at what? 2-6.
I have them winning against Dallas, winning at Dallas, winning home to Washington, and I have them also. I have them at 2 wins heading into the after.
So you have them at 2-6. I have them at 2-7. Now they get the Redskins again. You said they sweep the Redskins, right?
I said no, they split.
They split. I think that's what I said too. Oh, wait, no, I didn't. I said that they would get the win. So here I have them at 2-7 at Washington. Because remember last year what they did in Washington, and I get Redskins are a better team with Ron Rivera at the helm.
Oh boy, that win against last year, that was a disaster because that was the end of Chase Young. Holy cow!
Yeah, it was. That was because that was the overtime game, right?
Yeah, I never like to say that a win is meaningless. I never like to say that, but that one was really bad.
No, but I think we both agree that Thomas was the good pick.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, I was telling my friend like this. It's because you didn't get Chase Young. You can't just throw your hands up in the air and say, "Wow, that's it." You got to have a backup plan. You got to plan out what you got to do.
And they did. I think we did a whole hour show on this. Andrew Thomas is the right pick. That was they needed a tackle. They got a tackle. That's all there is to it. Over to the Eagles. What did you say about the Eagles at home on week 10?
The Giants get swept by the Eagles.
So you have them at 2-8 now?
Yeah, 2 wins heading into the Bengals game.
Yep, 2-8 going into the bye. Now we got the Bengals. I think they get a win here in Cincinnati against Joe Burrow. You got to expect to win against a 2-14 team, even with the additions they added.
Yes, I would say, the Bengals, they could win 4 or 5 games this year. I'm not going to put that out of the realm that they could. I think the Bengals have a good offense, or in the makings of a good offense. I think the defense is a little shaky right now still. But this team, by the odds makers, is basically a pick 'em because the Giants are a point favorite on the road. Right now, if I had to pick, I would take the Bengals +1.
But what up for the game outcome? You have the Giants winning, the Bengals winning.
I do have the Giants winning.
Me too. So at week 12 we have them 3-8, but on the line you take the Bengals +1 at home.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. On to week 13. Now they go to Seattle. This is where the schedule gets interesting. They definitely don't win here. If fans are allowed in the stadium, this makes a difference for the outcome of the game and the line. What's the line at right now?
The line's at Seattle -7.
I think if you this is assuming they have fans, right?
It doesn't say that, but
I think it is. It's assuming they have fans.
Yeah, like I said before, nobody knows what it's going to be in 4 months, 5 months from now. We don't know.
Yeah. So if they don't have fans, maybe you see this line go to 6.5, maybe. But they're gonna lose either way.
Yeah, I think they're gonna lose either way. It just depends if they lose by 20, they lose by 7. But Russell Wilson, I would say arguably he was one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah. So now we have them at 3-9 on the year. So hope for 6 wins is slowly fading away. You got the Cardinals at home. Last year the Cards came to MetLife and stepped on them.
And I think the Cards a little better this year.
Yes. Yeah. Go with Isaiah Simmons on defense now. Meeting number. Oh wait, no, they didn't draft Simmons, did they? Yeah, they did.
Yes, they did.
They did. All right, I'm going crazy. Meeting number 2 between the 2 quarterbacks taken in round 1 of the 2019 draft. This is gonna be a really close game. I'm gonna give the Giants the win just because they're at home.
The Giants are a 1.5 favorite. I disagree with you. I think the Cardinals are a better team, and I like the Cardinals to win.
All right, so that's where we differ. I have them at 4-9 after week 14. What are you at?
3-10.
Okay, so yeah. So I got the 4 wins before you did. I think they beat the Cardinals. Now they got the Browns at MetLife. Of course, Odell's coming back. I expect him to go a little more try hard, even more than he is. You'll have plenty of media and fan reaction here. But at the end of the day, I want to see what this is here. This is another one of those games, and we did it back in the earlier weeks with the Bears. If the Browns have that typical Browns year with the expectations high and they do nothing, then maybe I'll change my pick and give it to the Giants. But I have to assume that they're going to be really good. So if they're really good, they're not going to get a win.
Well, right now, you don't know how Kevin Stefanski's going to be. He's an unknown. You don't know how he's going to show up. You don't know how Baker Mayfield's going to show up.
Yeah.
You don't know how Odell's going to show up. There's a lot of question marks on the team. The line certainly says they're a question mark. They're only 2.5-point favorite, not like a 10-point favorite. I think the Giants get the win here at home. I just think the Odell coming back to Giants game is just too much of a distraction. And this team likes to get distracted by silly things, and they'll lose this game.
That's a typical Browns thing to happen.
It's a typical thing to happen. When the Browns really need the game, they're nowhere.
Yeah, but I still think they get the loss just because I have to assume that the Browns are going to do something this year. If they don't do something, then something's going to happen. What are they going to do?
Well, I think the Giants win this game, so I think we both have them at 4 wins now.
Yeah, we got 4-10 in week 16. They're not going to beat the Ravens. This is going to be 4-11 now. And now, what?
Yeah, just to let you know, that's the biggest dog of the year because the Ravens are an 11-point favorite.
I think I take them still. I do 11.
I would do 11 as well, but I think the 11 is going to be very close.
Yeah, I take the 11. Yeah, I agree. It's going to be really close. But now we have a 4-11, and now against the Cowboys. What did you say earlier about the Cowboys?
I said they would win. I think both road teams would win the series.
So you have them at 4-11. I have another 4-12 here.
Yeah, I do too.
You have 5-11. All right.
So
wait, no, you have, wait. You have 5 wins or 4 wins?
4 wins.
So we both agree 4-12, just in different games.
Yeah, but we both agreed at the same point in the end, 4 wins.
So what do you think is the biggest problem here that they have 4 wins? Is it the schedule or is it the talent they have? Because this is a rough schedule for them.
Well, I would say this. It doesn't help to be 1-4 to start. That's a really tough schedule. I'm sorry. It just really is.
Yeah. It's really rough.
I mean, they could They could beat the Steelers. You don't know. Because always a defensive team never blow teams out. They always keep it close.
Yeah.
The Bears again. That game that's a flip for me. If Trubisky's playing the Giants, win that game. So 4 or 5 wins. That's a flip game for me.
Yeah. Let me tell you, the Steelers, the Bears. I'd even put the Rams in this category, and even the Cowboys. Those are games that we have as something like we have mostly as losses, but they can go either way.
Well, yeah, I'll tell you this. Here's the team. I think, in my opinion, there's only one game where the Giants, where I would say they have no shot of winning, and that's the Baltimore game.
Yeah, I think we both agree on that because we both take that 11, even though you think it's gonna be close. But yeah, we both agree that it'll be 11. So we both have the Giants at 4 and 12. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I would say this. The 2 games I would say, there's always 2 games that you say, oh, this team's got no shot of winning, even with everything going right. The Baltimore game, they have no shot of winning.
Seahawks. And the Niners.
3 games then. The Seahawks, they never. I don't think they can win that game. The Niners and the other team, I would say they have no shot to win in Philadelphia. They just for some.
Oh, they do horrible in Philly. Absolutely horrible.
For some inexplicable reason, they just I don't know they just don't show up. Or I don't know what it is, but for some reason when they go to Philly. You gotta explain
it's a rough place to play, and you'd think they'd perform a little well, but just because they can drive down there to play their game every Sunday.
I've never been in Lincoln Financial. I've been to a concert at Citizens Bank.
Yep,
it looks like a cool stadium.
It does look that whole complex is beautiful. I've been to Citizens Bank a couple times. Haven't been to Wells Fargo, but that entire complex, it looks better than Veterans beforehand, right?
It does look better than Veterans beforehand, and it does. And maybe it's just a tough environment because Philadelphia fans always
rowdy as heck.
Oh yeah.
All right, so again, 4 and 12 for both of us on the Giants. Anything else to add on the Giants? We could touch on them a little later too.
Yeah, no, nothing really. I would say the one big thing is just have Daniel Jones progress, have Andrew Thomas play well, and let everything ride out.
Oh yeah, hold on. Before we go to the Jets, let's touch on that. So you still have Nate Solder here and Andrew Thomas now. So do you suppose Andrew Thomas goes to the right tackle until the Giants can get rid of Nate Solder next year?
Well, Solder, first of all, Solder on the line's a ruiner, so you got to get him out.
Yeah, I don't know what the exact thing is, but I think they can save some money if they release him at the end of this year.
Yeah, so this has got to be his last year.
Has to be, and then you can move him back to the left tackle. Talking about Thomas.
So Solder's a ruiner. You got to get him out.
Yeah, that was an awful contract. Awful.
But the one thing about Gettleman is he's hit on the draft picks. There's no question about that. He's hit on the draft picks, but when it comes to free agents and trades, he has been awful in that.
Yeah, and it's hard to assess him on that because you like what he's done in the draft. He's gotten some really good defensive players, and of course, we think we found Jones.
He's hit on picks, but in the free agency and trades, he hasn't hit on anybody.
Yeah, I know. So it's like where can you stand on this? It's like half in.
Like that last year, he hit on Dexter Lawrence, he hit on Will Hernandez, he hit on Daniel Jones, DeAndre Baker. I don't know about him.
We'll see. One season, we gotta see. We gotta give him a couple years.
Yeah, 1 season, so I'll give him a pass. He was young. He faced, I'll give him a pass on that.
Yeah.
But his draft selections have been good. Just that
he can't assess talent in free agency and trades.
Yeah, it's just been awful.
Yeah. All right, let's go over to the Jets, who begin the second season under the offensive guru Adam Gase. We haven't talked about the Jets much together, Trevor, but they're going to open against the Bills again this year, but this time it's going to be up in Buffalo. It's the second season in a row they're playing against them, the third time in 4 years. And remember last year, C.J. Mosley got hurt, and the defense had a second-half meltdown. They lost the game by 1 point. So I also think this is a game that's going to be important, not only for the Jets, but for the division. Because for me, it's a 3-man race. I think the Jets are a little bit worse than the Bills and the Patriots, but then at the top, it's going to be very, very competitive between these 3 teams.
Yeah, I would say, I'm not saying the Dolphins are going to win the division, but I think they can make a little bit of noise in this division somehow. But the one thing I was just telling a friend this, it seems like the Jets always play the Bills to open the season.
It happened last year, and like I said, 3 out of 4 years.
I don't know what it is, but it seems like the NFL likes this matchup in Week 1 for some reason at 1 o'clock.
What's the line on this game?
The line in this game is so when the Jets go at Buffalo at 6.5
for Buffalo. So yeah, I'm laying the points on the Jets. I'll take that plus.
And then October 25th, when the Jets are home, the Bills are a 2.5-point favorite.
Okay, so they definitely like the Bills. I think I take the Jets on both those games.
Yeah. So what I would do is I'm going to take the Jets plus 6.5. But I think the Bills win the game. And I take the Jets. I think they take the Jets plus 2.5, and the Jets win the game. So I have a flip. I have
a home and home.
Yeah.
I have the Bills go. I have the Jets going up to Buffalo and losing, but then I have them coming back to MetLife and winning later on in the year.
Yeah. So we can both agree after Week 1 to 0-1.
Yeah, and then you got the 49ers. They stand a little more of a chance than the Giants do. But they're going to test out their let's see how this Jets secondary does. George Kittle now with Garoppolo. The Giants get them the week after this. So do you agree with me that the Jets stand a little more chance than the Giants do?
The Jets do stand a little bit more chance. The line says I will improve. The 49ers were 7-point favorite against the Giants, only 5.5 years. So the odds makers think they stand a little bit more chance. But
I'd still take the 49ers here.
Yes, I still take the 49ers minus 5.5. Maybe, the Jets keep it close and lose by 10 or something like that. But,
So again, for yet another year of New York football starting off on the wrong foot. We had the Giants start. I had the Giants starting 0-5, and now we have the Jets going 0-2.
Yeah, and one thing I will say about this is it's a make or break year for Sam Darnold.
Yeah, I got to see more of him. Enough with the injury stuff. He's got to play some games.
There could be no injuries. No kissing the wrong people with mono. You gotta play.
No seeing ghosts.
No seeing ghosts. No,
great.
No ghost hunters in the stands. You gotta play real. There might be nobody in the stands. So
but he's got to show something.
He's got to show something, even if it's a little bit of ability. There'll be nobody in the stands. So there'll be no. Game.
What'd you say?
Interesting game.
Yeah, because you're going to see Phillip Rivers now with Indianapolis. What's the line on it before we get our predictions?
Colts are -7. I think it's a little bit too much.
That is way too much. I'm taking the Jets here for the third straight week.
I think the Jets do +7, but I do think the Colts win the game. I do think the Jets +7.
Yeah, I'm with you. The Colts do win. I'll take the Jets there +7. So now we have the Jets starting 0-3 in a year that's supposed to be good. This is going to be a close game.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close game back and forth. I like the Colts addition with Pittman. I think that was a good pickup in the draft.
Going over to Week 4, their first primetime game, they're hosting the Denver Broncos. Face off against a revamped team, including with Jerry Jeudy and Drew Lock's new weapons. I do think the Jets get the win here, but I'm interested to see what the line is on a Thursday Night Football.
This game right here is Jets -1.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll do that.
I will take that as well. I think this is a game where you could see this game two ways. The game be very low scoring, or the game be a shootout in the 30s.
If you ask me, I think this is where the Jets get on a bit of a roll. I think they're going to get not to skip ahead too far. I think they're going to get the win against the Broncos. The next week we'll come back and talk about them. They're going to get the Cardinals. I think they get the win there. They're going to go out to Los Angeles to play the Chargers. I think they get the win, and then I think they get the win against Buffalo here.
The tall order right there, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. So eventually they're going to come back and they'll have a winning record. But how do you see them faring against the Cardinals?
Well, first of all, I think they do get the win against the Broncos. So I have them at 1-3.
Okay, we agree there.
So then, when they go home to the Cardinals, they're 1-point favorite again, so the same line as it was last week.
I think I'll take that again.
I take the Arizona plus. I think Arizona wins this game.
No, I gotta disagree with you there. We were on the fence about the Giants one. Now I'll argue with this one again. I think the Jets are a better team than them.
I think the Cardinals. I'm a little bit more of a Cardinals fan.
Yeah, you're really high on the Cardinals because you think they got Simmons at a steal.
Well, last year I had the Cardinals at 8 wins last year, and they had 5 or 6 wins, so I wasn't far off with them. So
I see where you're coming from. So I'm taking you're a big Kyler Murray fan, and you like his new additions with DeAndre Hopkins.
Yes, so I think I have the Cardinals winning here, so that moves them to now 1-4 now.
You have 1-4. I'm gonna take 2 and 3.
And then the next week they're at the Chargers, and they're a 6.5-point underdog in this game.
So this is gonna be another close. This is gonna be 3 close games in a row, or 4 close games in a row.
Yeah, I think the Jets. I think the Jets plus 6.5. but I do think Justin Herbert just sneaks out the win in the end.
Oh, that brings up a great topic. Do you think he's playing QB for them week 1, or where's he coming in?
Yeah, Herbert's going to start week 1. You draft the guy at number 6 in this day and age. He doesn't start years. He's going to start Tyrod Taylor.
I think it's different for Tua. I think we differed on that on the other show.
Well, yeah, I mean, if the Tyrod Taylor starts week 1, I'm going to fly out to Los Angeles. Why was
when you make it out that way, yeah, Tyrod Taylor shouldn't start. But yeah, so you'll see Herbert here, I guess. I think the Jets pounce all over him. I think they get a win here.
I think the Jets keep it close, but I like the Chargers. So I think we start the Jets at for me 1-5.
Wow. So I have them at 3-3. You're at 1-5. So we have these teams going in different directions.
Yeah, then they're home to the Bills. And
they got the win.
Yeah, so I have them at 2-5.
We talked about that already. Now they get the Chiefs. This is where I think they start to slow down a bit. They're not going to get a win against the Chiefs. It's kind of you throw your hands in the air situation. It's going to be closer than it's going to be close, I think.
No, but, I don't think so. The Chiefs are 11.5-point favorite. I think the Chiefs.
When I say close, I say like 15 points. That's a Chiefs close to me.
That's that's not close. So I think the Chiefs blow them out like 35-10. I think it's around.
So 4-4 for me. You're at 2-6.
2-6.
Okay.
So, Mike, if you notice one thing, the Giants and Jets, they get the top 2 AFC teams.
Yeah. That's going to be rough. Both teams.
That is going to be rough. And now we come to the ghost game, Monday Night Football.
Against the Patriots. They get vengeance here. No Tom Brady. The Jets are going to be 5-4.
You know what? What's the last time you saw the Jets only a 3.5-point underdog to the Patriots?
You'd have to go back to 1995, I'd say.
Well, no, I think the 2009 season when they were good. Whatever it was, they could have been amazing.
So Darnold saw Ghost last year. I think he looks for revenge against the Tom Brady-less Patriots. I got a win here. What do you think?
I got a win here too. So I think they go to 3-6. And if you're just curious, when they go at New England for the last game of the season, the Patriots are a 5.5-point favorite at home.
Okay. All right. So 5.5 week 17, right?
Yep.
All right. I'll probably give that. We'll get back to them. I'm close on that one.
Yeah. So you have them at 5-4. I have them at 3-6.
All right. Going down to Miami now. This is the start of a back-to-back. I get the Jets winning in Miami, but losing back at home against them.
So the Dolphins are a 1.5 favorite in Miami, and the Jets are a 3.5-point favorite at home. So what I have here is I have the home and home. Dolphins win at home, and the Jets win at home.
No, see, I'm on the opposite. I have the Jets winning down in Miami, and I have the Dolphins coming up here.
But we both agree on a split.
Yes. I think this is going to be one of the games where you see Adam Gase have one of his famous screw-ups. We haven't factored those in yet. We have like 4 left to play with, so we can throw them in wherever we want.
Yeah. So I had the Jets at 4-7 now.
All right. I had them at 6-4 after week 10, and after the bye, they're at 6-5. I mean, after week 12, that's before the bye, because they got back-to-back games technically if you're not including the bye.
Yeah.
Week 13 against the Raiders. I'm going to let you take this away. What do you think they're going to do here? You can start for once.
I think in this game they win because I don't like Derek Carr. I think the Jets game is going to be the end of the Carr era. This is going to be the last straw right here. Remember the Jets pounced all over them last year.
Yep.
I like the Jets -1.5. I think they get the win here. I think they go to 5-6.
I agree they get the win. They did it last year in their home. Was that their first win last year? No. It was earlier in the year. It was early in the year, and they were cold. No, it might have been later because I think people were like, "Oh, they're going to get destroyed because they're so cold." But I think they keep going with their winning ways. 7-5 going into Week 14. What's the line on this game?
The Jets Raiders game.
Yeah, did you say 1?
1.5. The Jets are favored by.
Yeah, I'll take it.
So we have flip records right now. You have them at 7-5. I have them at 5-7.
Yep. Looking at that. All right, Seahawks. This is the start here of a back-to-back West Coast trip. So the Jets asked the league to let them stay out on the West Coast to practice. The time zones, I guess, with the players looks to be all messed up. Do you see the Jets in any way faring with the Seahawks at CenturyLink?
No, I think the Seahawks pounce all over the Jets. The line's the same as it is with the Giants, 7. So I think the Seahawks pounce all over the Jets. Again, Russell Wilson.
That's rough. Same thing with the Jets and the Giants?
I no respect for the Jets in this game. The Seahawks pounce all over them, and I think the Jets drop to 5-8.
All right, I might take the Jets 7.5 there.
Well, I think the Seahawks -7.
Oh, it's 7. Okay, maybe I go with the Seahawks then. If it was 7.5, I go with the Jets, but I think 7 is right on the dot. You don't know with the next two games what time they're going to be or what day they are, but you have the Rams on the West Coast with their new stadium. This is the second time that the Jets are going out west to play in that new stadium because they're going to Los Angeles to play the Chargers on Week 6. So I had them getting the win there when they were 3-3. I'll have them getting a win here too. I think they go 8-6 now.
The Rams are 6-point favorite. I like the Jets for the upset win +6. Again, you don't know about the Rams, so I have them with the win, and I have them at 6-8 right now. So again, it's a flip record.
Yeah, for me, the Rams are a wild card. I want to see how they start the year.
And you have to remember this too. Good point about the wild card. Remember, we do have the extra playoff spot this year.
Yeah, and that might prove to help the Jets because this is going to be a close division.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the extra wild card. It's taking away something from the teams who did really well.
Yeah, when you have too many playoff teams, there's no incentive to be good. You can reward mediocrity by letting all these teams in. But again, it's all about the money. They got to get more money and more ratings.
Oh, yeah, money.
Of course. Now they get the Browns. Call me crazy. I think they get a win here. They're at 9-6.
I think they get a loss here. The Browns are the same favorite as they were against the Giants, 2.5.
No.
I don't like them in here. I think they're 6-9.
Don't forget, I don't know if you knew this is the 6th straight year that the Jets are playing the Browns. They've lost the previous 2 to Baker Mayfield, but yeah, I'm going 9-6 Jets here. They get the win.
Didn't the Browns beat the Jets that Thursday night when they finally won their first game?
Yes, that was a Thursday night game, and the Browns came in here and won their first game in forever.
Yes, the Bud Light thing in Cleveland or something like that.
Yes, yeah, that was that. Yep, exactly. That's that game. All right, Week 17. I haven't made my decision yet, so I'm gonna let you go first. You got the Patriots in Foxborough. What do you think the Jets do here?
I still think in Foxborough. I still think that
the Patriots
still get the win. Yeah. So 6-10 for me for the Jets on the season.
Tom Brady may be gone, but Bill Belichick's still here. This is where the Jets get their loss. I got the 9-7 on the year.
9-7. I have them at 6-10.
Wow. So you are not high on the New York Jets, my friend.
Nope, not high on them at all.
So this looks like it's good. This might be good enough for a playoff spot. I want to see how the Bills do because the Bills got Stephon Diggs. They added a couple more pieces in free agency. So I think the Bills come out and win the division. But this might be good enough for a new wild card spot.
Might be.
You think 9-7 gets in? A team of 9-7?
Well, it depends. It depends what the Steelers. Depends what the Browns does.
Yep.
It depends what the Raiders do. Depends on a lot of teams.
All right, so we differ
and again, there's always that one team in that conference that you don't expect that makes a big run at it late. You never,
Here, okay, so I'll explain what we're doing next, and I have a question for you. These are a couple games from around the NFL that we thought would be interesting. We're going to do like a back and forth, so I'll start by one game. We'll give a little opinion on it. Trevor can give his opinion on it, then he's going to fire back with one of his games. But before we do that, you talk about an AFC team. Do you see the Titans doing it again, or is that a fluke?
I see them doing it again.
Okay. All right, so let's start this. Week 2. This is game number 1 for me. Out of I think I have 7 or 8, but we don't have to do that many if we don't need to. Saints at Raiders. This is gonna be the Raiders' first game in Vegas. Drew Brees is gonna go out there and play Derek Carr. The Saints get the win here. Do you have the line on that game?
I have the line for the first 2 weeks, so I will have the line in this game. Saints at Raiders. The Saints are a 4.5-point favorite. Interesting game. I have to say. It's a big game for Derek Carr's legacy.
Well, let me tell you, if I was a bettor, I wouldn't take this game just because it's the first game out in Vegas. I don't want to bet against Breeze, but I think the Raiders are going to open some eyes here.
I give it 2 ways for the Raiders to start Vegas. They play tremendously well, or the city gets to them and they lose by a ton.
So what do you think? What do you think the outcome's over here?
Like I always said, I always take the better quarterback in the game. I think I like Breeze.
You got the Saints. I'll probably go with the Saints too. I hate going against Breeze. But again, it's the new story. It's the Raiders in Vegas. I got to go with the Saints, dude. I don't know about the line. I wouldn't bet the line, but if it was just a pick 'em, I'd go with the Saints.
Yeah, the line's 4.5 New Orleans.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet a line this game. So go ahead. You'd go one of the games you have.
Number one game for me, it comes as the first game of the season, Texans at Chiefs. I think this is a very interesting game. Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs are favored by 10. That's way too much. I like the Texans here plus 10 just because Deshaun Watson, and I think he's they really have to carry this team this year, and I think he'll be up to the task.
I think the Texans get a lot of bad hate. I mean, a lot of hate just because Bill O'Brien's a horrible general manager, but Bill O'Brien's a good coach, and he'll find a way. Who is his number one wide receiver now when Hopkins gone? Is it Kenny Stills? Did they get someone new?
I think it's Kenny Stills, but David Johnson's a good running back too.
Yeah. So you don't think it's going to be 10 points? Think it's a close game?
Yeah, I think it's a close game.
All right. Game number 2 for me. I'll stay with the Chiefs. They're going to play Baltimore week 3. 2 MVPs. 2 different MVPs, different years. They're going to meet up. It's going to be a really close game. It's on prime time. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This is probably everybody's number one game of the season.
Yeah, it has to be.
I do have a line in this game. The Ravens are 2.5 point favorite.
Yeah, that's rough. I wouldn't do a line here either. Am I crazy to say Ravens?
No, you're not crazy. And you know what? I'm glad I'm not a fan of this game because this is just one of the games I can just sit back and watch. I know it's going to be a really great game.
That's going to be awesome. I can't wait to watch this game. Sorry, I got a call. I can't wait to watch this game. It's going to be good. I think the Ravens pull ahead here. It's on their turf. I like Mahomes, but I like Lamar Jackson too. So I'll give the Ravens just a little bit of an edge here. I think that 2.5 is perfect.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I'm gonna go week 2. The Texans again. The Texans really get slaughtered to start the year. They got to go at Kansas City, then home to Baltimore. They really get slaughtered.
That's rough. That's really rough.
Yeah, they're home to Baltimore. Baltimore's a 6.5 point favorite. This is another great game. I think the Texans pull out the upset victory here.
Okay. You're really high. See, you're high on the Texans. I can't see them getting any better with the trades they've done.
Well, like I said before, I'm not saying they're gonna have a good season. First home game, Bill O'Brien, Deshaun Watson. They got something to prove here. What they did, they go out and win it.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I like when guys have chips on their shoulder, and that's what Bill O'Brien and Deshaun Watson have here. They need results. And if they start 0-2 here, there's going to be some rumblings what's going to go on down in Houston.
Yeah, there will be some rumblings. And I'll say one thing about the Ravens. My dad always says, those styles of offenses never work in the postseason. And he's been right.
And we both agree both of us aren't that high on David Carr.
No.
Yeah. Here's another game for me. You know what? Yeah. Week 1, Bucks and Saints. Brady's first game as a Buck. It's one of 2 key matchups that these two teams will meet. The football world will be all eyes on these 2 veteran quarterbacks. And Breeze and Brady rank number 1 and 2 respectively in career passing yards and touchdowns. And there's a great chance that we see this go back and forth throughout these 2 games. So week 1, Bucks and Saints, and then I don't know the other week that they play. How do these 2 teams fare out? Who gets the wins in each game?
I think the Saints get the win to start the year. I think, second of all, these 2 quarterbacks, they're not 1 and 2 in the league anymore.
Yeah.
The football's past. I think the new generation is coming and taking it. I think Mahomes and Jackson are 1 and 2. And I think Brees is still in the top 5. Brady's still in the top 10. No discredit to them. I mean, what they've done is, unmatched. I do like the Saints. They're a better team. I think Brees is a better quarterback now, so I like the Saints.
I'm big on the Saints this year. I think they need to get. You know what? Can I go out the limb and say this is my Super Bowl team? Not to win, just to get there. They're gonna get really. They're at least getting to the NFC Championship game.
Hey, I last year I had Chiefs and Saints in Super Bowl, so
I'm really high on the Saints. Sean Payton and Drew Brees and all they've got there. I'm really high on them.
Mm-hmm.
You have another game?
Yeah, I'm speaking of the Saints. Week 5, Monday Night Football, Justin Herbert and the Chargers at New Orleans. Interesting game. Herbert, big environment. Does he get overwhelmed? I think this is a game the Saints win, but not a blowout. Maybe 28-17, something like that. I think it's a very intriguing game, this Monday Night Football game.
I'm interested.
I don't have a line in this game, if you're asking.
That's fine. I'm interested to see on how Herbert does against the dinosaur Drew Brees. Who's home? Did you get that? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
The Saints are home.
Yeah, so I take the Saints that have died. It's not. I don't think it's. You know what? It's rough. I guess it'll be close. I don't see the Chargers at all getting near them, but it'll be an interesting game to watch.
Look, we don't know how Justin Herbert's going to replace his. Oh well,
But you know what? He's being thrown into a great situation. Not a lot of good rookie quarterbacks can say that.
No. Hey, you know what? What's the last time that a rookie quarterback got thrown into a team that was just in the AFC Championship game? I believe 3 years ago.
You can't.
You don't have that.
Yeah.
And they have a good coach. I mean, everybody was talking about, he's going to get fired, and he's not a bad coach, at all. I mean, he had one rough season. Everybody's got a rough season. Stuff happens, man. But I think the Chargers, not saying they're going to be, 11-5, win the whole thing, but 8-8, 9-7. I think that's respectable.
I'll follow the trend on rookie quarterbacks. How about Bengals and Dolphins week 13? Two mediocre teams, but we're here for the rookie quarterbacks. Burrow, I think, starts out straight out of week 1, but it's the question of will we see Tua in this game? By week 13, I think we do, expecting that he's not hurt. Tua's not going to start week 1. I think he holds the clipboard then. But then you get into the middle of the year when the Dolphins are a couple games under 500, and by week 13, I think you see Tua here. Tua against Burrow. I'm taking the Dolphins here just because they have the far better team.
I like Burrow in this spot. I do. I like Burrow.
I think we agreed here when we did the draft show. A healthy Tua is better than Burrow.
Yes, I just think the team around Burrow is a little bit better.
Yeah, but the Dolphins' secondary is looking really, really good.
I get that.
And the Dolphins' offense isn't horrible. They signed a couple running backs. They got a couple of veteran wide receivers that helped Tua or Fitzpatrick or Rosen out, whoever will be behind the helm. It's going to be a really close game. Do you have a line on this?
I don't have a line in this game, actually.
All right, so who are you taking straight up?
I take the Bengals.
All right, I got the Dolphins, so that's where we differ. You have any more games?
I do. I have two more. I have two more games.
Good.
How about this game here? Hold on, my phone is going a little.
That's right.
Here. Okay, calm down.
Yep.
Week 9, Thursday Night Football. I'll give you a NFC Championship rematch.
That's a good one.
49ers.
Had that one too. Yep.
I mean, that's
gonna be a great game.
That is going to be a great game. I think that's a really good week of football because I'm just gonna run you down some of the good games that week, if you don't mind.
Yeah, of course.
You got Packers at 49ers. That's Sunday. Seahawks at Bills.
That's a good one.
Ravens at Colts.
Ooh.
You got also Steelers at Cowboys.
Ooh.
Dolphins at Cardinals.
Okay.
Saints at Bucks, Sunday Night Football.
That's a big one.
And then Monday night, you got Patriots at Jets.
That's a really good week, and that's week 9.
Yeah, that's November 8th.
And that's right after the trade deadline too.
Yeah, it's a really good week.
That's gonna make that week really interesting. Folks, circle that one on your calendar. That's gonna be a good week.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really good week.
Who do you got winning this NFC Championship rematch? Remember last year the Niners blew out the Niners. The Niners blew out the Packers.
I have the Niners winning again, but I don't think it's a blowout match.
Me too. The Packers really we're so upset what happened in the draft. What do you think that helped them out? I can't speak to what they did in free agency, but 49ers are just way better. It's gonna be them and the Saints in the championship game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll do one more. What the heck? Patriots Bills for me. It's week 8 in Buffalo because the Patriots have won 15 out of 16 in Buffalo, and the Bills opened the season as favorites in the East. So can Stephon Diggs and all their offseason acquisitions stop the Patriots' 11-year division winning streak? Yes, they can. The Bills finally defeat the Patriots in Buffalo.
No, I agree with you. I was high in the Bills last year. I think the Bills beat the Ravens in the friggin' AFC divisional playoffs if the Bills would have advanced. I thought that could have been an upset, but I'm very high in the Bills. All
right, what's your last game?
It's actually a day. It's always a traditional day.
Okay.
Thanksgiving Day.
There we go. We forgot to touch on that. Oh, I'm so bad at this. Go ahead.
And I want to touch on Christmas Day because I don't know if it's the last time you've seen a Friday NFL game.
With the Vikings, yep.
What was I going to say? So 12:30, I do have Lions in this game. Texans at Lions. Texans are a 2.5-point favorite. Seems a little low in my opinion. I think the Texans are better than the Lions.
Way better.
4:30, you always have the Lions at 12:30 count. That's always a staple.
That's always a great game too.
4:30, Redskins at Cowboys. I don't know about that. I think that's a weak game.
So two dull games, okay?
Yeah. And then Sunday Night Football, you do have Ravens at Steelers. That's a good game.
Yeah, that'll be good. That's a good division matchup.
Yeah, that is a really good division matchup. And then Christmas Day.
Vikings and who?
Yeah, when's the last time you've seen a Friday at 4 o'clock NFL game? Almost never.
Yeah. I saw Kirk Cousins doing an interview on NFL Network. He was like, I haven't played football on a Friday since high school.
Yeah, 4:30, Vikings at Saints. They're going right up against the NBA for Christmas Day. It's going to be interesting.
It's going to be rough. Yeah, but the NFL always come out on top.
Yeah, the NFL does always come out on top. Vikings at Saints, it's a good game. I think the Saints do pull out the victory, but it's a really good game. And I'll make one point: the Thursday night games are really good. I didn't even touch on the Chiefs and Bills game, which is Thursday night. The Thursday night slate is really strong this year in a long time.
Yeah, you touched on that. It's really good. I got one more game. Week 12, Chiefs at Bucks. Mahomes versus Brady for the fourth time in Mahomes' short career. Brady leads him 2-1. Mahomes is your reigning Super Bowl MVP, but it's finally time for Patrick Mahomes to beat Tom Brady. The Chiefs will take this game in Tampa Bay. What do you think?
I agree with you. Chiefs are better than Tampa Bay, and Gronk will be very sad when he loses to Patrick Mahomes.
So just to recap, I have the Giants at 4-12. You have them at 5-11, and then I have the Jets at. I'm losing my paper. I think I had them at 9-7. You had them at 6-10, right?
Yeah, we're not high. I'm not high in New York football this year.
Yeah, it hasn't been a good couple years around here.
No, but we see improvement.
Yeah, hopefully we see improvement. Listen, going back to the Giants, all we can ask for out of the Giants is improvement from Daniel Jones.
That's right. And
we need some Sam Darnold too.
And I'll touch on one more, and I have two more questions for you about the NFL season.
Yep.
Yeah. Question number one: the season starts September 10th. Right now, if you had to bet on it, does the season start September 10th?
Yes. Probably no fans.
I would say this. I would say yes. And the other question is going to be: will there be fans in the stands this season?
Yes, you will see fans at some point this season. I don't know about September, but you will definitely see fans.
I would say at least the first 8 or 9 weeks, there'll be no fans.
There'll be no fans or like temporary restrictions. We can only fill it till a third of capacity.
That's ridiculous. I heard the Dolphins.
The Dolphins did that. Yeah, I saw that. You don't like that?
What's the enjoyment of going? You probably have to wear a mask too.
Yeah, you do.
It's all masked fans in the stands.
Wearing gloves.
No, I might just stay home. There's no enjoyment to go.
I mean, at this point, I don't know about you. I don't like going to football games. It's become such a thing for me to stay home, watch the Giants on Jets on TV, got the Red Zone on my computer, look at my fantasy team. Going to a football game's it's not enjoyable anymore. I like to go if I get free tickets, but
well, luckily I have Giants season tickets, so I like to go to the Giants game.
Lucky. Where are your seats?
337, right at like the 30 or 40-yard line.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, truthfully, in my opinion, I know a lot of kids are going to say you're ridiculous. I actually like to see the best part. I actually like to go into a baseball game. It's the best.
Those are the best. Nothing like a summer night and you're in Yankee Stadium and sun's going down and you got the grass right there and the Yankees are whooping the Orioles or something. Nothing like it.
Whooping the Orioles.
It never gets old. Never gets old.
Yeah.
So let's wrap this up. I actually have a question for you. What's going on with Jadeveon Clowney? Is he going to sign soon, and where do you think he's going?
Well, I heard that reunion with Seattle is unlikely. That's the only thing I've been told. But everything else is basically a mystery. The same with Cam Newton.
What's the holdup with those two guys?
Apparently Newton doesn't want to be a backup.
Well, I mean, he has to be. Do you agree with me that he's going to New England in some capacity?
I don't know about that, but he is open now to a backup role. Yeah. I think the team that should sign him should be Jacksonville. They're crazy not to.
But New England needs someone. Like, you can't run out striding like that.
I don't know. Bill Belichick did it with Matt Castle for 11 wins, so.
I don't know, dude. They need something. They need some sort of depth there. If this kid does, what's his name, Stridham?
Yeah.
Stridham. If he doesn't, if by week 3, if he has one touchdown, the Patriots have scored 10 points in 3 weeks, what's gonna happen? You have nowhere to turn to.
Yeah, I would say this: the East and the two East right now. Yes, the AFC East.
Weak.
The Giants are awful, I think, this year.
And I think both teams, the Giants, I shouldn't say that. The Giants are not going to win the division. The Jets have a real chance here to go far in the playoffs.
I think the AFC is more intriguing than Josh Allen. Bills, the Patriots, the Jets decent. Tua.
Yeah, it's gonna be an exciting division, but it's gonna be bad.
Yeah, the AFC East reminds you of the NL East for baseball. You don't have a lot of great teams.
But everyone's competitive.
Except for the Marlins, but everyone else
is competitive. Yeah, but the division winner here, they're gonna win 9 or 10 games.
Yeah.
No one's gonna win more than 10 games in this division.
Unfortunately, this year there'll be no NL East, but it's a story for a different time.
Listen, if they get rid of American and National Leagues, I'm gonna flip on Manfred.
Well, I think they're gonna do it this year because of the.
This year is fine, but if they get some crazy idea that they're gonna strip the American and National League, I'm gonna be so ashamed of baseball.
The one thing they are gonna do this year, which I do like, is the universal DH. I've always been for that.
Oh, I'm so against that. Dude, you're such a traditionalist. How can you be against that?
I just think I just don't like the pitchers batting.
Oh, boo-hoo. I like the pitchers batting. I will fight till my last breath. The pitcher should have to hit.
But I do like the AL and the NL, and you got to do away with the wild cards. One wild card, that's it, man.
You know what we're gonna do, dude? Some point, definitely this week or next weekend, you're gonna come on here. We're gonna debate these rules because I'm so ashamed that you just said you want the universal DH.
Yeah, every other rule I'm against, like the expanded postseason, that's ridiculous.
You're gonna come back on here next week and we're gonna talk about all these new rules, okay?
I'm telling you, baseball wants to change the sport with the expanded postseason.
Ridiculous. Why change it? Why?
The three batter rule, which is awful too.
That's awful. I was watching the Korean games, and this is no longer football. I was watching Korean games. They don't have it, and it was so weird. I'm like, oh, he's only pitched one batter. I've already become adapted to it.
Like I said, MLB. They want to change the sport. This is their time now with the coronavirus. This is their chance.
They have the excuses now. And Manfred's a clown. He did absolutely nothing with the Astros, nothing with the Red Sox, and he's trying to change the sport for good now.
They gotta keep the AL and the NL. And the only thing I'll do is what I would do is you have 8 teams instead, and what you do is instead of the AL and the NL playoffs, you do it as you just take the 8 teams. And you match them up by record. So what if the NL plays the NL or the AL plays the AL? That would be more exciting.
But then there's no World Series.
Well, there is a World Series. It's just 2
It's not between them. So you're gonna rewrite history by not having an American and National League team.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
We're gonna pack this up. We're gonna save it for this week or next weekend because I would love to discuss this with you. You sound informed. I would love to go at you with this.
Yeah, I mean, your ideas are probably going to be good too.
I'm for some ideas. Like I'm for a basic pitch clock, 15 seconds. That's fine. I'm for that.
Yeah, I've been saying that for a long time.
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with the pitcher throwing the ball quickly. There's nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. All right. Anything else on the NFL schedule or the NFL in general?
No, the only thing I'll just say is that first responders out there.
Amen.
I salute you. And the other guy I will say is non-COVID Trey Mancini. I hope you really get better.
Amen to both. Hope Trey Mancini gets better. All first responders, nurses, doctors, scientists. You don't have social media, but I do at Joe Morales _ on Twitter, at MDM Podcast on Twitter. This has been the MDM Podcast.